And then the wettest summer for even longer. Scientists have been assessing the state of Britain's weather.
Most striking is the dramatic increase in rainfall that occurred in April, a transformation that hasn't been seen since as far back as 1830. Our science editor David Shipman has been looking at the extraordinary switch from drought to flood.
A great wave pours over the harbour wall at Lynmouth in Devon today. A storm whipping up the high tide along much of the coast of southwest England. A reminder of the power of the weather in an extraordinary year. Remember how it all began. Month after month of drought. The soil parched, farmers desperate, and the usually dry months of summer approaching. But then came this. A barrage of storms. Flooding homes and disrupting transport. Yes! With new records set for rainfall, the most rapid transformation from drought to flood in modern times.
The difference this year has been the magnitude in the contrast between the end of the drought and the sustained nature of the flooding, and the fact that that flooding occurred during the summer.
Scientists have been studying this amazing switch from drought to flood. Parts of England saw the lowest rainfall over an 18-month period for 100 years. Then came the wettest summer for England and Wales since 1766. It's been the most extreme change in rainfall since 1830 and hard to handle.
The extremes are becoming more like the norm. Certainly the last few years, with there used to be a season for flooding between sort of October and January, February, but now it's just at any time in the year.
A gentle stream near Banbury in Oxfordshire. Hard to believe it could ever cause trouble, but because it keeps flooding, this new defence scheme is being opened tomorrow. Extreme weather is all about the unexpected. So if there's a flood here or anywhere else, how high could the waters rise? That's the real challenge, because for most of the time in Britain, our weather is pretty easy to cope with. You only need to invest in massive, expensive installations like this to cope with extremes. So scientists are trying to find out if we're getting more of those extremes and what it could mean for us. This is how the summer will be remembered for the days of endless rain, falling on land dried out by the drought before it. The question is how soon it'll be before we'll see another year with such weird and damaging weather. David Shipman, BBC News.
But today was rather lovely in London, I thought. Anyway, what's the weather going to be like? Susan Powell is going to tell us more.
Good evening. It's going to turn quite misty and murky across the UK through this evening and overnight, particularly through a central slice of the UK where we've had the clearest of the skies and the best of the sunshine through this afternoon. Here we'll see some patches of mist and fog developing. Some of them actually could turn out to be quite dense. An area through northern England into the Midlands, Wales and the southwest of England. Further north, there's more cloud around, but I think we could see some quite murky conditions thanks to outbreaks of rain for Northern Ireland and much of Scotland, and more cloud across eastern England, some rain for Kent and Essex, perhaps parts of east and west Sussex as well. Plenty of cloud for Northern Ireland, even first thing on Friday, and still some outbreaks of rain here, particularly in the east, but the rain shouldn't be as heavy as the rain we've seen in the last 24 hours. Some early sun to the far northwest of Scotland, potentially a frosty start across parts of the Highlands and the Outer Hebrides. Further south, though, more cloud and outbreaks of rain get the day underway. Northern England off to a fine start, but we could encounter some quite stubborn patches of mist, I think, through the Vale of York, and that may stick around until lunchtime, and that will consequently hold the temperatures back here. For Wales, I think the greatest fog risk through the marches. Towards the west, a chance of some showers first thing. Some sunshine to get the day underway across the southwest of England, aside from in the spots where we will see some mist and fog possible through the Trent Valley as well. And then further east, quite a grey start across parts of East Anglia and the southeast, thanks to this weather front that we just can't quite get rid of. And on Friday, if anything, it looks like it'll push some thicker cloud into eastern reaches of East Anglia and the southeast, and some outbreaks of rain as well. Still some showery rain for Scotland, although it does get gradually drier through the afternoon. Still a little cool here, but for many areas, once any mist and fog clears in the sunshine, it should feel pleasantly warm. The reason for that rain in the east is a weather front, and it's buckling away there towards the east, which makes it quite unpredictable for us to track its exact movements. For Saturday, we're fairly confident now that front will be away to the east of the UK. There could be some mist and fog first thing, but many areas will see plenty of sunshine as the day goes on, and it should be a pretty cracking looking day. Sunday, though, at the moment sees that weather front pushing some more rain into particularly the southeast of England, but further generally across England and Wales by the time we get to the end of the weekend.